Hi, boys and girls. Today in writing, our learning target is I can brainstorm ideas for my personal narrative by thinking of important moments in my life. Last week, we looked at how we will use the writing process this year to become better writers. Today, we will begin brainstorming topics for our personal narrative. Now, remember what we learned on Friday. A narrative is a story that has a beginning, middle, end. It has dialogue, it has characters, a setting, and it shows emotion. We're going to be starting our first unit on writing a personal narrative. That means it's about your life. This student wrote a personal narrative about their summer, one day in their summer, a few days in their summer. Right now, we are going to be in the pre-writing stage because we're just brainstorming ideas. There's so many things that we can write about. Some of us already are ready to start writing, and some of us really need to think of different topics. So you're going to be filling out a sheet that looks like this. I already added my topics in there that I could remember. Now, I know it may seem hard, but you probably have a lot of things to write about. You just need to kind of remember it. You need to go into your brain and think of all the memories of your life. So, underneath special birthdays, I put one of my special birthdays was when I went to eat at a steakhouse. And I remember it was so much fun and it was very memorable. So I can write a whole story about that. For best vacations trips, I could write Peru, California, and I'm even gonna add one later. I just remembered when I went to Disney World, so I'm gonna add that to my list here. Proud moments or triumphs. This is when you think about moments in your life that where your family was proud of you or you were proud of yourself. So for me, it was my college graduation day. But maybe you have an award that you got, or maybe when you learned how to do something for the first time. Maybe it was the day you beat your video game. We also have sad times or trials. These are the times that are hard, the times that something that happened that could have been hard for you. Now, I know some people don't like writing about sad stuff, but some people do. So my first one is that I remember is visiting my aunt at the hospital. That was really sad for me. And then also when I got lost in the woods, that was a trial that I went through. That was something hard. Let me go back. Here it says first time I. So think of your first times. For me, I could think of the first time I went camping. It was so memorable. Or the first time I learned how to swim. Okay. Here you can think of special places that you visit. So I can think of my Aunt Lily's house when I go there. It's a special place to me. And finally, there's two more. You can think of you can think of let me your mistakes or angry moments. Maybe something that happened that you remember that made you so angry. It could be something as an argument with your brother or sister. For me, is when I lost my phone in an Uber, right? It could be someone was mean to you one day, something that you remember that you could really write about. And then in this box, any other moment that you think of that doesn't fit in these other ones. Okay? So today's is all about just thinking of all these moments. So time to share. What are some ideas you can think of? Pause the video and raise your hand or type in the chat box. Sharing out helps us remember moments in our own life. Now you will be brainstorming many ideas. Remember, the more ideas you have, the more choices you'll have on what to write about. Just keep in mind, these should be real events that really happen to you, not made up events. These are real. It's a real personal narrative. Try to add more than one event in each box so that you have more things to work with. Tomorrow, we'll be choosing one of the topics from the list and writing and organizing the beginning, middle, and end of our personal narrative. Do you know what to do when you get on Otis? Either we'll pause the video and your teacher will look to see if what you put. But if you are unsure what to do, if you are 0, a 1, or 2, you're going to first watch the video again and pause it to make sure you understand. Then you're going to ask a teacher. And at the very least, you're just going to attempt it, right? You're just going to try to fill out this graphic organizer on your own, where you're just writing memories. Another thing, if it helps, you can put a little picture next to each memory just to help you remember more. Or so here we go.